Fallen pastors and the fast track back to ministry. Carl Lentz's stark warning. Have you ever wondered why some fallen pastors, those who have faced moral failures and public scandals, seem to return to ministry so quickly? Why are they given a platform again despite their public downfall? Is it true repentance, or is it just a dangerous pattern repeating itself within the modern church? Carl Lentz, the former Hillsong pastor who fell from grace due to a high-profile scandal, has issued a stark warning about this troubling trend. His message is not just about his own story, it's a wake-up call for the entire church. Carl Lentz was once one of the most influential pastors in the world. As the lead pastor of Hillsong, New York, he gained massive recognition for his charismatic preaching and close ties with celebrities like Justin Bieber. His ability to connect with a younger generation made Hillsong, New York one of the most popular megachurches in the world. But in 2020, everything fell apart when Lentz admitted to being unfaithful to his wife. The scandal led to his removal from Hillsong, and his once flourishing reputation came crashing down overnight. Lentz's fall was more than just a personal failure. It exposed a deeper problem within modern church culture. In today's celebrity-driven church environment, pastors are often elevated based on their ability to draw crowds rather than their spiritual maturity or moral integrity. This creates a fragile foundation where leaders are celebrated for their talent rather than their character. But here's where it gets even more alarming. After the scandal, some churches and leaders were quick to offer Lentz another platform. This reflects a disturbing trend in modern Christianity where fallen pastors are often fast-tracked back into ministry without genuine repentance or proper restoration. Lentz himself has spoken out about this. He warns that many pastors are rushed back into leadership roles not because they've truly healed, but because they still hold influence, fame, and the ability to fill seats. In other words, the motivation behind their return is not spiritual, it's strategic. Just because someone is gifted doesn't mean they're ready to lead again, Lentz said. That's the heart of the problem. Churches are often more concerned about retaining influence and maintaining popularity than ensuring true spiritual health. When fallen pastors are restored too quickly, the foundation of their leadership remains weak, and that sets the stage for more moral failures down the road. The cost of fast-tracking fallen pastors is enormous. When leaders are reinstated without true repentance, it damages the credibility of the church. It sends a message that moral failure is not taken seriously, that charisma matters more than character. Congregations lose trust in their leaders. Faith becomes transactional rather than transformational. And most dangerously, it creates a spiritual environment where sin is downplayed and accountability is ignored. The Bible warns us about this. In 1 Timothy 3:2-6, Paul lays out the qualifications for leadership in the church. Now the overseer is to be above reproach, faithful to his wife, temperate, self-controlled, respectable, hospitable, able to teach. He must not be a recent convert, or he may become conceited and fall under the same judgment as the devil. Paul makes it clear that leadership is not about talent, it's about integrity, faithfulness, and spiritual maturity. But in modern church culture, influence and charisma have replaced those values. That's why the cycle of moral failure and quick restoration keeps repeating itself. Carl Lentz's warning is not just about his own story, it's a call for the church to rethink how it handles fallen leaders. He admits that his own restoration is still a process, and that true healing takes time. He cautions that without proper accountability, real repentance, and deep spiritual growth, fallen leaders are doomed to repeat their mistakes. The church cannot afford to keep making the same mistake of elevating talent over character. The solution is not to cancel fallen pastors or permanently remove them from ministry. The solution is to follow the biblical model of restoration. True repentance must come before restoration. Accountability and discipleship must take priority over influence and fame. Character should matter more than talent. The church must value long-term spiritual health over short-term popularity. This is not just about Carl Lentz, it's about the future of the church. The credibility of Christianity is at stake. Fast-tracking fallen leaders without real change is not just dangerous, it's destructive. If the church continues to value charisma over integrity, the moral failures will only continue, and the damage to the church's witness will grow deeper. Proverbs 16:18 says, "Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall." If the church doesn't change course, more leaders will fall. More congregations will be hurt. More people will lose faith. Carl Lentz's story is a painful reminder that leadership is not about influence, it's about integrity. True leadership requires humility, repentance, and a willingness to submit to God's process of healing. This is a moment of reckoning for the church. Will we continue to elevate gifted leaders without examining their hearts? Will we keep chasing influence at the expense of integrity? Or will we return to God's design for leadership, one rooted in holiness, accountability, and true spiritual maturity? Carl Lentz's fall from grace was painful, but his warning is a gift. It's a call for the church to stop chasing influence and start seeking holiness. The church doesn't need more celebrities, it needs more servants. The time for true repentance and genuine restoration is now.